Hello there, YouTube. This is going to be the start of another project. Making a little holder like this one. Let's get this straightened up. Using a speaker for the bottom. We haven't decided what we're going to do for clips on here. This is a 10-meter ham conditions opening up. Just had a ring under here where the vacuum paper was there. Rip that all out. Your paper and your coil. And here's your little coil wire. Your electricity goes through your two terminals. That's what makes your speaker go back and forth. This is my electricity going in and out. The easiest way to explain it. Little coil that goes around the magnet. For those of you who've never had a speaker apart, I've done this stuff forever. These terminals will probably come off out of the way. Okay, we have a clip down in here. See that? Turn over here. See that clip? I took the two screws out, which all they did was hold that ring on there. We're trying to get this off to take the magnet out. We want to build this without a magnet if we can, but if we can't, we'll won't worry about it. Now this is not magnetic metal, whatever this is. There's the magnet. I really can't tell you what this is. I am positive it's not aluminum. I don't know what this type of metal is on these. I'd like to have that magnet. Pretty good magnet ends, Dave. You see how it's sucking up to my side cutters. But if we can't get it out, we're not going to ruin it. I did pry a little bit in here with a screwdriver, like this. You know, just slowly work, twisting it sideways. Nothing. I didn't want to bend anything. But I want to make a bigger version of the little one. We're thinking about using these. I should keep them in the package. These will put your terminals on the back of your TV Radio Shack. See what they look like in there. And those possibilities there. We're thinking about actually opening these up and using them. Sure, they look good in the package, but it'd be really cool to make something out of them. But we haven't decided yet. Because we're going to have to go to the store and buy some alligator clips. And I don't know if I'm going to find big ones I want. I want big. I don't want nothing like this. We want some big stuff on here. I can be able to drill this, do whatever I want. I'll have cloth on the bottom of this. Like some of this micro cloth. That keeps it from skidding. You can always glue it to cardboard, then glue that to cardboard. I use my hot glue gun. He's working on wood. You can take a piece of this emery paper. This is actually emery paper, not sandpaper. It does work good for stuff not sliding around, but it made a good background. But on with the project, so these don't get too long. We'll stop here and we'll see if we can get the magnet out. If not, we'll continue on with the project. I may paint this, I may not paint this. I may just clean this up and leave it old, but eventually I'll probably paint it once I'm done. Okay, we took that little clip out and we pried this piece out, and all that did was to hold this up against the magnet, because that wasn't actual magnet, this is just a piece of steel. I just glued it to keep it down out of there. This piece is spot welded to here. I should have known that. It's been a lot of years since I've done this. I used to rip this stuff apart when I was a kid. There's 4 spot welds, but I used a machine. There, you can see it better. So don't try to pry this apart. This is spot welded to here. I did put a channel lock on here. I didn't want to crush with a vice grip. You can see where I scraped the paint. The magnet will not come out. It must be epoxied or something in here. So, oh well. Just need more weight for the thing. But I did glue that down. It'd be a good spot if you want to hold something with a magnet. I guess you could stick it in there. Put too much stuff near a magnetize it. You run your screwdriver in there, it's going to be magnetized. But for now, we're not going to paint it. We scrubbed it with a little bit of green scrub pad. Our 50% distilled white vinegar and filtered water. With the little green scrub pads, they get pretty spongy. I rip them off the sponge. I rip it off the sponge. They do get pretty spongy. These are getting old. You can go through one pretty quick when you're scrubbing old stuff. But for now, we're not going to paint it. There was a little bit of surface rust like down here. I'll put some furniture polish or something on it so it's not going to rust sitting in the air where the bare metal is. It'll be waxed or something. So, now we're just on to, since we figured out, just leave that magnet thing alone, how to put some clamps on here. We're still listening to that. Ham operator in Bermuda, and there is a tropical storm, going to be a hurricane coming in there on 10 meters. I bumped the volume and said the island of Bermuda. Trust me, that's the reason. Conditions have really came up the past few days on 10 meter ham van. And that's out of the way. This will have cardboard or something on the bottom, so it's off to putting some kind of clamps on the thing. Okay, the finished product. We got a screw going through there. There wasn't much clearance, so I put the screw instead of nut. I had more clearance, so I put a bigger bolt on the back. This is that epoxy stuff you knead together like clay. You can color that with a Sharpie marker, but it's smushed in there. Like all smushed. It's smushed in there, so it's all inside like this metal piece, and the little gap that's in there. Like if you had this back here, it's in there good. Now it's solid because this kept trying to turn. This one was alright, I had a bigger screw. This kept trying to turn back and forth. I wanted to make use of both of them instead of one. My other holder is just not big enough for coax connectors. This is much better. Especially if you're using the RG8, the big stuff. These are pretty cheesy. They're not tough like a big battery clamp alligator clip. There, you can watch it. They're cheesy. Made in Japan. I could have kept them as a collectible, but they just tarnished in the bag anyway. And like this one back here, you can hold something like that, and it kind of goes off at an angle. No biggie. That way I can do two different things. I may even put some solder on something, wrap around a little stick, and have it to where the solder comes over here when I need some solder. I can just peel it off of there. The bottom, I may glue a piece of this on there, so you look down there, no matter what you're on, it's that nice black. This is emery paper. It's really nice. You could use this for a display. If you want to make like a blacktop road for your model cars, boy, that'd look pretty nice. I may make one of them shadow box things sometime, but kind of got a kick out of that. It says test 12. Must have been the inspector number. This is mushed clear up into there. We're not on Telemac, we're just on regular. It seems to be working okay. I'm using mostly natural light coming in from the windows outside. If I make a lot of stuff, small things, I should maybe make a little turntable, which is not hard to do. It only takes a couple pieces of plywood and a couple of bearings. I can't remember what they call those flat roller bearings. Somebody out there knows. Seems like they're called Tornken or something. They're flat bearing where you put them on a Lazy Susan or something, so you could spin this. Take turntable out of a microwave, put a motor on it so it goes like this. Another project. But I hated to throw something like this away, especially as clean as it is. This is a really high quality aluminum paint, whatever they sprayed on there. This is metal. I drilled in it. I don't know why it isn't magnetic though, because you touch something on there, you don't get a magnet. I guess I still have a magnet. There's a few metal shavings there from drilling. You still have a magnet here. I guess you can stick stuff under there. What I don't like is you use your tools and get magnetized when you don't want them to. But there you go. A little helping hands. And this isn't in the way. You can still run that when something's back here. Or like this. There's quite a spring to it though. You got to kind of watch it. They're kind of flimsy. They will wobble. They're cheesy. These don't go all the way together. I'm just afraid of bending them. It ain't fun. I ain't gonna do it. This isn't Hollywood. You can make a mistake. Just keep on rambling on. They are kind of flimsy. This stuff's nasty and neat. You get it all over your hands, it won't come off. I actually used some vinegar and water. Then I went and used my citrus hand cleaner. But you can color this stuff. Dip your fingers in water. Spit on your hand, stick your finger in it. Because if you use gloves and something small, you'll never be able to get in there and work it. You only got a certain amount of time. The time you need it together, it feels warm in your hands, you better be putting it on there. It does go way down into here. Not exact on both sides. But there you go. You want to solder the braid on your coaxial cable. You want to solder the tip. It's a little more solid than the little one. The little one was just not heavy enough. But this did scrub up good. Whatever it was a nice quality aluminum looking paint. Bring that back. I get a kick out of that. Where that says that. You can't see the numbers on it anymore. But I think I covered it enough. You could use any kind of clips, but I'm sure people can find stuff like this. It's just an old speaker. It's a really nice base. It does have that cardboard stuff on it, so it doesn't mar. But I still think I'll put some... I don't like the look of seeing through it, really. Some people might. I may hot glue some of that on the bottom of it. You'll see in the video sometime if it has that on it. This just, I don't like the color that. I have it on my little one, but you can't see through it. That stuff grabs good too. The microcloths, it'll grab good. Okay. Thanks for watching.